Good afternoon from Ryan's Family Amusements in Millis. This is Dan Castle, and we have a playoff action here. Exciting Class A round. Semifinals. Justin Waters is hosting Matt Nichols for the semifinal round of the Class A South Playoffs, and we're ready to roll. Anytime you guys are, shake hands, and let's go. And I'm hoping you can't hear me. Beautiful. All right, we're ready to start off. This is exciting round two of the top bowlers in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Justin Waters is a home bowler. He's our first seed of the ACST A divisions in the South. And Matt Nichols is a sixth. And this is promising to be a great match. One of the bowlers today will go home. One of the bowlers will advance to face the winner of Timmy Douglas and Jeremy Seaholm. So we're about to start our action on a 5-game match. Justin is a home bowler, but I know he always likes to go first, and that's what we're going to do today. So a little non-traditional to do that, but here we go. And Justin starts us off just off the head pin to the right on the 3 and leaves a 4-horseman left, 1, 2, 4, and 7. And I'm going to come in on the page on my phone so I can see your comments. Bear with me in one moment. And here we are. All right, already got some viewers. So guys, let me know how my sound is. I can't see a VU meter here, so let me know if it sounds good. But we're in our first box of game 1 of 5, and Waters with a 9 box. No spare for Justin to start out. So a couple of great bowlers here. Justin with a 128 average and a phenomenal season. He's won the whole thing several times. He's hoping to repeat this year. But Nichols is all that stands between him and making it to the finals right now, and he has other ideas of his own. So Justin box 2. This is a 5-game series. Justin with a strike. No doubt about that one. Strike in the second for Waters on the head pin. Nice and clean. That's how you're supposed to do this. So, as most of the viewers know, but just to make sure, Waters, or these playoff rounds are 5 strings, 5 boxes at a time. We're using 2 lanes, so we're going to alternate between lane 14 and lane 13 here. And doesn't matter who wins each game. All that matters is who's got the most pins down at the end of 5 games, and that person will advance. Waters on the fill, first ball. Solid head pin hit, a bit too full. And he has 4 down on the first ball. So he's left on the left with the 2, 4, 7, and 5, and on the right, the 6 and the 10 with wood in front of it. So kind of a check mark and 2. Waters on a second fill ball. Picks up a couple more. It's 7 in the fill. So 26 after 2. And he's left with the 5, 6, 10 for a 10 box. And a nice 10 box. Picked up the Castle right with a little bit of wood for 36 through 3. And I'm going to share this on my own page so some of my friends can see this who aren't regular listeners of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. But Justin coming into box 4, game 1. And he drops 8 with another head pin hit. Leaves just the 5 and 9. And a spare in the 4th for Waters. So coming to 4th box. Sorry, gang, for the dead air for a moment. I'm just trying to get caught up on my phone here. I'm getting a little weirdness, but that happens, I guess. And we're coming into box 5. This is a fill ball. He's at 46 plus this ball. Just off the head pin on the right, and it's going to be 7 in the fill. 53 at the 4th box, and this is an interesting leave. He has 1, 9, 10, and wood behind the 1 pin could be pretty helpful. He's on it, and he doesn't get the 10 to go, so open box in the 5th for Justin. All right, getting some weird, can't see your comments right now. Justin with a 9-box, 62 at the halfway point of game 1 for Waters. And here comes Matt Nichols. Matt Nichols with a 117.5 average this season, a record of 141 and 111, and he was the 6th seed in the playoffs. And he's dropped 8 in his first one, leaving the 1-2. So you know what? I have a trick to this. Nichols just goes left of the head pin, takes out the 2, and he'll be open this box. There we go. Now I can see the live chat over here in this window. That's a 10 box for Matt Nichols. All right, so answering the question, Rich, I can't pronounce your last name, but bowlers have the option of going head-to-head if they'd like to, but most of the time they don't. So it's a choice that has to be agreed upon by both bowlers. Nichols with a strike in the 2nd, matching Justin Waters' strike in the 2nd box, puts him at 20 plus a 2-ball fill. So they can, but a lot of bowlers would prefer not to do that. Depends. Having the 5-box break gives each bowler a chance to regroup. However, there is the point of Nichols, and that's a double. Matt Nichols with 2 strikes in a row. He's putting the heat on early. So, on the other hand, you could argue once you got something going, you don't want to sit down. So, it's really a bowler's choice. The vast majority of bowlers in the ACST will bowl 5 at a time and not head-to-head. Now, we do have some time constraints. There's a tournament coming in here about 6:45. Nichols going for a triple here. Just off the head pin, puts 4 or 6 down, so 16 is a fill on the 1st box, 1st strike, and it's going to be a tough one. He's got the 1-7-8-9. And Danny Finn, the commissioner, is going down to check some wood. And he's making sure that it's safe to do that they've disabled the ball return, or the sweep. And Finn calls it foul, so that wood is removed. And won't be a help or a hindrance to Matt. He's going to try to spare this up. 1-7-8-9. 2nd ball in the 2nd strike fill. Catches a head pin, takes 3 more out. That's a 9 fill in the 2nd strike. So he's at 36 in the 2nd. 55 in the 3rd, right? And that's a 10 box, so he's a 65 through 3. And he's correcting the score. That's right, we have electronic scoring here, so I can double check myself. That's good. Yeah, Jordan, I agree. I'd love to see as many comments as possible, and I'll try to respond as I can. Nichols, box 5, off the head pin on the 2, and he takes out just 4. It's left with a 4 horseman right, plus the 7 and the 9 pin, and no wood on the deck. He's in there, and he gets a spare. Beautiful spare by Nichols. And a phenomenal half. 75 and a ball, and he has a 13-pin lead on Waters early in this match. plus a fill ball still to go. All right, Waters coming up for the second half here of game 1 of this 5-game match. And we switch to lane 13. Set up the camera as best as I can to see the pins around Justin. And that's a 9. So 9 drop to start. Just the 6 pin left. So I apologize for that. You know what, Ed, I'm not positive on that. I'll check. I think it's... I'm not really sure. And that's a spare for Waters. So Waters is now at 72 and a ball. Hey, Matt, what's your home lane? I forget. All right, that's what I thought it was. All right, so Matt bowls out of Webster, Mass. And for ACST, it's Westgate Lanes in Brockton. I was just there a couple weeks ago. That's a great place. I didn't get any. All right, Waters puts a strike on spare. That's the Justin we're used to seeing. And he has an 82 through 6. And a strike to fill. So 4 out of 7 are marks on this so far. And we're off to the races here on a great match. And Justin bowls out of Millis. Both bowlers travel, and Matt's not a stranger to Millis either, so he's here frequently for various events. Waters on the fill, trying to double up like Matt did, but first ball is 7. He's got the 4-7-10 split. It's makeable. It's tough, but it's makeable. I think he'll be happy if he gets a 9 on the fill, but let's see what he can do. Hey, keep the conversation going, gang. Waters threatens it. He brushes a 10-pin, 9 on the strike. 101 at the 7th box. And trying to get a 10 here by picking up the 10-pin. And he's got it, 10 box. 111 at the 8th. So we're going to see some good bowling here with these guys. Yeah, Ed, I was at Brockton to cover, who was it? Marcus Mayer versus Alex Chow. That was great. All right, Waters, box 9, game 1. He's at 111 through 8. In the left pocket. Good hit, but there we go. We get a little more. So just the 9-10. He's got favorable wood there. I think if he hits the low end of the wood and the 9, he's got himself a spare. Waters throwing about 34, 35 miles an hour. And no doubt about that one. Spare for Waters, 121 and a ball. He's had only 3 open boxes so far through 9. I know. Matt, I'm not responding. Huh? All right, on the fill. Head pin hit for Waters, 7 in the fill. And that's the Castle Right, 5-6-10. Now, I'll tell you guys why we call it that still, or why some of us do. There's a story behind that. All right, he's got wood in front of the 5 and 6. He's got a shot here. Oh, boy. Didn't work for him. He just punched through the center, so an open box in a 10th. He's at 128 through 9. That's around where his average is, so he's going to be over his average on this string. Picking up the 5, and he picks up the 5 and dime beautifully for a 10 box, 138 for Justin Waters in game 1. Good shot. All right, so here we go. Matt Nichols coming up. He's at 75 plus a fill ball at the first half of this string. So this is a fill. Nichols on the head pin. Picks up 8 on the fill. So that closes the first half at 83. Head pin hit and a bit of a split there because he's looking at the 2-6. Wood in between. Works for him. He picks up another mark. And he's putting on a show for us. He's at 93 and a ball in the 6th. Remember, it doesn't matter who wins each string. It only matters who's ahead at the end of 5 games in total pinball. And that bowler will advance. Another nice head pin hit by Nichols, and it's breaking up the split. So 9 in the fill. 102 at the 6th box. And he has just a 7 pin to look at. 3 pieces of wood down there. One's a block. He caps that one and picks up another mark. So far, Nichols has only had 2 open boxes through 7, and he's at 112 plus a ball in the 7th box. Matt Nichols on the fill in the 8th. Off the head pin that time, he picks up 7, and that puts him at 119 in the 7th box. It's going to be a good one if it goes. It's a 1-7-8. No wood to play with. Is wood to the right? I don't think that's going to come into play. Nichols goes wide to the right. It's nothing on that one, so his streak of marks in a row comes to an end with 3. But he's got a good string going here. And Nichols with an 8 box. 127 through 8. Okay, we have 2 more boxes to go in game 1. And Matt Nichols is in box 9. Way off the head pin that time, but he gets some great action. Leaves the 1-2-10. To my eyes, that looks like favorable wood down there. So he's throwing a little over 35 miles an hour. So both bowlers right about the same ball speed. Oh, Matt Niss misses a head pin on that one, so he'll be open. All right, trying to pick up 10, just a head pin left. And he's got it for a 10 box, so 137 at the 9th. So he'll take this first string, but that doesn't matter. There's no points awarded one way or the other. Box 10, Nichols in the head pin. Oh, that looked like a strike ball, but it's a 9 so far. And that is the 8 pin with wood in front of it. And it's gone for a spare in the 10th. That puts Matt Nichols at 147 plus a ball. And he's got the bonus ball to go. And here we are. Nichols off the head pin, but still gets 8. Looks like 8. Yep. 8, and that's a 155 game. So Matt Nichols takes the early lead, 155 to 138. And so Nichols with a 17 pin lead early, but a lot of bowling to go. So Waters coming up to start game 2 out of 5. And as promised, we have some great bowling going here with these two. Here comes Waters, box 1. Comes in on the 2 pin, leaves the 1-3-6 all in a row. All right, Waters for a spare attempt on a 3 in a row. He's all over it, no problem at all. Spare in the first for Waters. So in that last string, Waters had 2 strikes and 3 spares. Nichols, 2 strikes and 4 spares. And that was pretty much the difference between them. That double strike was really big for Matt to win that first string. All right, we're coming in on a box 2 of game 2. Waters looking to catch up here. And we have a little bit of a wait on the reset, so some people have asked me, because for the last couple of years, some of us have been calling the 5-6-10 or the 4-5-7 the Castle. And my joke has been that I'll never make the Hall of Fame, but at least I'll have that as a legacy. Well, it's not technically named after me. Bob Lee started calling it that a few years ago because he thought it resembled the castle move in chess. So if you play chess, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's a vague resemblance. And then I started coming into it as well because I was getting it a lot one season. Every time I hit the freaking head pin, I got that lead. So I know some people call it the setback. And I like calling it the castle, but it's not totally a self-promotional thing. It's simply because I like it. So it picked up a little bit with some people. Some people haven't grabbed it onto that. But hey, if you like to call it that, then please feel free. There's no copyright. And if you want to call it the setback, call it that. It doesn't bother me. So anyhow, that's the story behind it. Worked with Bob Lee a lot. I love working with him. Micah Imperato was going to be on the mic tonight. Matt. Oh, okay. But Micah couldn't make it, so I'm using my rig. That's why there's no scores up, because at the moment I don't have that. We're going to try to figure that out over the summer, coming in the next season, and hopefully I'll be bowling again. I've been out on the DL for a couple of months with some injuries, and we're working on it. We'll see. Hopefully by September I'll be back. And bowling better, because I really stunk it up toward the end of the season. Box 2, Waters on the fill, and he's in the pocket and drops 8. 18 in the box 1, and that is a split that's going to look really cool if Waters can make that. He's got the 8-10. He's got a piece of wood way out from the 10, and if I know Justin, he's going to try to spin that over. Let's see. He's on it. Gets the spare. Amazing spare. That's one for the highlight reel. He bounced that wood off of the wall, took out the 8, and then it came over and took out the 10. That was a remarkable spare. He made it look easy, but that was not an easy shot. You got a little kid here behind Waters. We got a lot of action here right now, and at about 7 o'clock we have a skins tournament coming in with about 60, 70 bowlers, so that'll be fun. Be a lot of people here. Hi, Glenn Gill, Greg Packer, Josh Daly, and Waters puts a strike on spare. All marks so far in this string, and that 10 puts him at 30. That 10 fill puts him at 38 through 2, 48 in a 2-ball fill. And Waters, nothing but marks. 3 boxes into game 2. I gotta move my seat around, get a little uncomfortable.
No, you pay later because you pay by the minute.
All right, lots of comments going on here. Love seeing that. Any complaints about the announcer, let me know. I may not do anything about it, but let me know. Greg Packer, this is Dan Castle. It's in the title. All right, Waters on a strike after 2 spares. Trying to get a double, and not bad. That's 8 in the first ball. Leaves the 9-10. Now he's got a double wood here. There's a wood right about where the head pin would be, and then another piece of wood next to the 9 pin. So it's probably doable. No, the 10 pin doesn't go. Wood just wasn't quite at the right angle, so that's a 9 fill in the strike, 57 through 3. And it's his first open box of this game. Waters, one of the elite, both these guys elite bowlers in New England. That's a 10 box. So watching these two guys, it doesn't really get much better than this. Hey, Brian Fuller.
You guys are all set on lane 6, okay? Just read this thing at the top of the screen. It's over there. Oh, okay,
Robert
sorry, I thought you
Cole.
were
And here comes Waters coming into 6 box. 67 through 4, and that's another strike for Waters. So 4 out of 5 boxes for Justin were a mark, and 1 was a 10. He's at 77 and 2 balls.
Which one was it? Actually, we'll put you on lane 7.
All right. Lots of little kids around.
But it'll probably be cheaper than that since you're not going for a full hour. Who's going first?
Robert, I know what you mean. I tore my rotator cuff back around 2009, 2010. Had to have that fixed. It's done that better since, so my bowling arm's not the problem right now. All right, Nichols, I'm sorry, starting off game 2 after that phenomenal start by Waters. And Nichols is off the head pin, leaves the 137. And the wood acted as an obstacle and blocked everything. So open box to start for Nichols. Remember, game 1 went 155 to 138 in favor of Nichols. He's trying to keep that, and he starts with a 9 box. Hey, Sonia. Greg, we're on string 2. I keep the score every box, so I'll try to keep reminding everybody. Nichols off to the right on the 3-pin. Drops 3. He's got a bunch down there. 1, 2, 5, 4, 7, 8, and 10. How do you like that? I got them all. All right, Nichols misses a head pin, and he's left with a 1, 8, 10. So open in the second box. That'll put Justin well into the lead early. And an 8 box, 17. So if we were counting totals through the 2 games, it'd be about even right now. But really too soon to count your chickens either way. All right, box 3, here comes Nichols. Found the head pin that time, but earns a split. 3, 6, 8 it looks like. All right, almost. Gets 2 more, another open box. So he's going to need to get some marks here, or Waters is going to open it wide up on this string. That's a 10. 27. So in the 3 completed boxes in game 3, Waters is up 30. He's erased the deficit, and he's up now. Puts him up about 13 by my count. All right, Nichols, box 4, game 2. Comes in on a 3-pin, but gets some great action. Leaves the 1, 2, 4 all in a row. Greg, where are you watching from? I think I know, but I can't remember for sure. That's a spare for Matt Nichols, first one of this game. We're in game 2, box 4 for the visiting bowler. And Nichols on the fill. Nice fill. That's as good as it gets. That's a strike and a fill. That changes the complexion of his game. So with that 10 fill, he's at 47 through 4 and 57 in a ball. Now here comes Waters. Both bowlers on strikes in the 5th box. And Waters is at 77 plus a 2-ball fill. And he's looking to put the hurt on now. He's got an opportunity to do that. He's coming back from a first game defeat. Okay, first ball for Waters. On the head pin, and that's a strike, double strike for Waters. All right, now at the halfway point, that puts him at 87, plus he has another ball. See if we can see our first triple here, but these guys are dropping strikes like it's nothing. Ah, that's right. I thought you were from Australia. And the first ball's a 7, so the first strike has 17 in it. 77, 87, 94 at the halfway point for Waters, and he has another ball to fill the 6-box strike. And guys, if you could do me a favor, and I know there's a bit of a conflict going on right now. If you guys could take that offline, I'd appreciate it, instead of parking the comments in the match. So that's a $20 for Justin, and he's at 114 at the 6-box, and now he's on a spare. 3 in a row. Only one open box so far, and that was a 10, and then we're in the 7th box. So Waters putting on a show. He's at 124 plus this ball. And 5, 6. It's going to be 7. 6 in the fill. 130 at the 7th box. So we have a phenomenal game going here by Waters. He's looking at the 1, 2, 4, 9. Gets it. Another spare for Waters. This boy's on fire. We got a lot of open bowlers here, and a lot of them are just watching. Like, wow. So Waters has gone spare, spare, strike, 10, strike, strike, spare, spare in this string. And he's at 140 plus a ball. And 2 more boxes to go. In the pocket, and that's going to be an 8 fill. 148 at the 8th. And it's the 2-7. Guide pin next to the 2, and then an obstacle, I think, in front of the 7th. Gets it. Another spare for Waters. That's 5 in a row. Unfortunately, we're not paying out $50 in bonus money for every one of these, or the bank would be broken. Waters is at 158 and it's a 1-ball fill. Yeah, you can come around here. All right, he's on the fill, 158 and a fill. And a strike on spare in the 10th. It's a phenomenal game, guys. That's 168 at the 9th box. And he's at 178 and a 2-ball fill. A potential 198 here with a double strike on the fill. Huge game. First ball in the fill. He's off, but he's getting some backdoor action. Dropped 6 in the first ball. And the 1, 3, 5, 10 are still standing. Waters gets it. 10 fill, $20. 188 is his final score for game 2. And that's a phenomenal game. Waters is perfect. He knocked down every pin. Only had 1 open box in the whole game, and that was in the 4th with the 10. Amazing game. But I know it's not your high score ever. No. 192. So 4 pins away from his career high. All right, first ball and a strike for Nichols. Dropped 6. He's left with a 1, 2, 7, 10. Sorry, you had the house record here for a while. Remember that. 8 and a fill for Nichols, 57-65 to close out the first half. So an amazing game by Waters, but not his high single ever. 10 box for Nichols. He's at 75 in box 6. Oops, I gave that to Nichols. It's really to Waters. Sorry. Nichols on the head pin. Drops 9, leaves a 10. That's 326 for 2 for Waters. And Nichols goes a little wide to the right of the 10 pin and does not get a spare in the 8. So that was a halfway decent 10 pin score. And a 9 box for Nichols. He's at 84 through 7. Sorry, had to get a bit of a drink here. That's right, Jeff Littles. Justin, I've known. Oh my God, I think Justin, you must have been like 15 when I first met you. So, I think I've known you since you're about 15 years old. Around that time frame, and he's really come on. He's always been a very good bowler, but he does make it look easy. And you can learn a lot by watching Justin's form and his accuracy, and if you can emulate that, you'd be a great bowler. Nichols head pin hit, he dropped 8, just a 6-10. Double wood. And double wood can help you, but sometimes it can be tricky, and that time the bowling gods took a spare away from Nichols. So trying to get a 10 here, and he gets it. So Matt's pinning very well, but he needs some marks because he's down a lot right now. Over 50 pins and completed boxes. So if he can close out with a couple of marks and then come on strong, he'll have a chance. We have 3 more games to go after this one. It's all about total score. And Nichols on the 3 pin takes out just 3. So for the 4 horsemen on the left side and a triangle in the back on the right. See if he can spare this. Makes a valiant effort on that. He played the inside of the head pin, and everything but the 2 and the 7 went down. So he put a good bid on it. And another 10 box for Matt Nichols. 104 at the 9th box. 2. Look at this.
I can't see. 188?
Yeah. Only one open box. John Ahearn is here. Matt Nichols in the 10th box. He puts it in the pocket. But the 2, 4, and 7 stay up.
Nice try, Dustin. Yeah, perfect, huh?
Was a perfect string.
It was a perfect string?
Yep.
I think said one open box.
One open box, but all
It was still a 10.
it was still a 10, yeah. So no spare for Nichols on the 10th box.
Nice.
In the open box, you had for 9-10. Stick with wood and try to fire it through.
Yep.
Took the 9, didn't take the 10.
You made it once, but not twice. All right, 9 box for Nichols and a 113 in the second game, and that flips our lead. Nichols was leading after game 1, 155 to 138 when he had the totals here. All right, currently Waters is leading 326 to 268 in the first 2 strings. Yeah, go ahead and have a seat. Make sure I don't trip on my cane here. So, John, you and I, we have a 326 night. It's not a great night, but it's a good night for 3 strings. And Justin just did it in 2. All right, coming into game 3, Waters with a big lead here now after the deficit, and he starts out in the pocket. Oh, he does. Just the 10 pin. I thought he was going to be shooting at the 9-10 again. So let me add some totals here. And a spare for Waters to start out game 3. Yeah, this is the semifinals. So the winner of this match will go up against the winner of Jeremy Seaholm and Timmy Douglas in the other half of the South Division. And the winner of that match will be the champion of the A South, and they'll face the champion of the A North. Waters on the fill. All right, he's buried that. That was kind of a weird leave, so 18 at 1. Another head pin, but a split. He's got the 5-7. Saw him pick up the 5-10 clean. Can you, while I'm doing this, can you tell me what the difference is right now, what the lead is? All right, so Waters is in ahead. Yep, that makes sense to me. 58 pins after 2 strings. And Waters open in box 2. John, you want a pipe in? What do you think? You just walked in after seeing a 188 game.
No. It's not really good.
So I've had Waters do that to me when I'm in league play, when I've had to bowl head-to-head with him. And I'm not having a good night. That was bad. All right, Justin coming in at box 3. 58. Thank you, Greg Backer.
Very in the pocket.
In the pocket.
Is that the number 4 triangle in the 10?
Yeah, the 4-7-8 on the left and a 10 pin on the right. Got a bunch of wood down there. So he's in a pickle right here because he can't play the in between the wood there. He's going to touch the wood in the gutter. So I think he's got to go to the left. There's no way around it. Yep. Try to bounce it off the wall. Look at that. He does.
What are you going to do? Not playing.
All right, spare for Waters in the third. A remarkable spare. He's had a couple of good highlight reels here for the highlight reels. On the fill. Uncharacteristically off the head pin for Waters, puts 5 in the fill. And 4 horsemen right plus a 7. It's okay. All right, you going to play the 1-3 or are you going to try to bounce it off the 1 on the left? Goes to the 1-3 and the 7 survives.
So he's pretty dialed in.
Yeah, phenomenally. This is why he's won the A division several times. I don't know how many. Ryan Prowse has joined us. We have Rich Lamoni here, and that's a 10 for Waters. 53 through 4. He's slowed down a little bit. Some of our late arrivals here are in awe at the score of that second string.
Really no.
No, because it's Justin. Justin does it all the time. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a given. Holy shit.
Yep.
Still. Only one.
Live mic.
Facebook's reverse.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's impressive. It's 9 marks. And his bad one, he still got a 10.
Yep.
So he had a perfect night.
He did. And he keeps breaking up the splits, so
We would have had 2 or 3 pins left there, Dan.
yeah, I've had a few perfect games.
No, I said.
Oh, on that one?
To get that late action.
No, and that seems to be the difference.
You know, the people that throw fast, I can't say any more accurate.
Well, I always believe, I mean, speed is helpful. If you can get a fast ball down there, especially if you're throwing a 2-7 ball, you can get a lot of action. But on the other hand, I see some of the guys who throw hard and get a lot of punch-outs. So I've worked with a few young bowlers who come in and want to throw it just as hard as they can early on in their career.
I have one on my team,
Yep, and you do. And
Zach Bob.
yep, well, when he's on, he's great.
Yeah, he really
I bowled with him on my team last year.
Yeah, I'm with him and Joe on Tuesday nights. We're dead last place.
But what I can tell you is, on the other hand, I always say accuracy is more important than velocity. So if you're throwing a slow ball and you're on, you're going to do better than somebody who throws a really hard ball and is just putting it in the gutter all the time.
Well, if you watch that Division E match with Tim Brayton and Jesse Mondor.
Yep, they're cousins and they're both rookies this year.
Jesse was almost 60% on the hit rate.
Nichols is going to be open in box 1.
But throws it a lot slower than his cousin.
I mean, I've noticed that. I mean, as my ball speed has gone down a lot in the last few years, if I'm on, I still get decent action and get some good leads. But I lose some action too. Sometimes I see shots where the pins just die out early, where for Justin they wouldn't. They keep going. So 9 box to start Nichols.
Got his work cut out for him.
Well, he's off the head pin a lot right now, and he needs to find it and find it soon. There is a little bit of an opportunity.
Hey, Bowling, Dan, when are you making your comeback?
Well, I saw a specialist I'm working with on Thursday and had a bunch of injections in my hips and thighs, and right now I'm still pretty sore. But my goal is to be back in the fall, and hopefully in a position where I won't get injured again. We'll see. I hope that's kind of what the doc said is, we'll see. So I hope so, because I would really like to be bowling again, but right now that's just not in the cards. And as most of you know, I had to drop out with 4 matches to go in my ACST season because of injuries. Nichols has solid pocket shot. So he's at 18 through 2 versus Waters at 28 through 2. So he's added to his deficit, but he's got a spare opportunity here with just a 5 pin to go. Got to be on it. No problem. This guy's doing really well on single pins, to be honest. Thanks, Nick. We'll be back facing you soon, I guarantee it.
Coming up on the halfway point now.
On the fill for Nichols. And we just had a conversation about this. You missed it. Why this is called the Castle. But it's 7 in the fill. Now, I'll note when we get this sleeve, there's almost always 2 pieces of wood. And it comes from a head pin hit. But that puts Nichols at 35 through 3. And
Castle there with this piece of wood.
it's about as good as it gets on this sleeve. And he's got it. Seen both bowlers make that leave today.
What's up, Rich?
Rich Lamone here. He'll say hello. Watching a great match here. Nichols is on the fill. Drops 9. That was a big ball. 188 string.
Guess I showed up a few minutes too late, huh?
Yeah, you did.
So did I.
That puts Nichols at 54 through 4. He's 1 pin ahead of Waters in this game, and that's a spare for him. So halfway through game 3 at the halfway point, Nichols is making a comeback. He's a 64 in a ball. Waters is a 63 in the first 5 boxes of game 3, and now we're going to start the second half of this match. Thanks, Craig. Doesn't stop me from talking, though, so I can yak on these matches like anybody. All right, Waters, box 6. A little full on the head pin. Look at this. That's that late action that we like to see.
I don't know if that helped it that long.
No, it actually didn't, but I don't know. I've seen Justin make tougher shots than this, so he's at the 279. Got some wood in there that may help. And yes, that's a split. Oh, forgot to call it that. Almost. The ball came back twice, just like in Moncton, but does not catch the 9 pin, so Waters will be open in box 6.
It's always tough after a big string, no matter who you are, to come back.
So my high string, if anybody's curious, is 72 for Waters at 6. My high string is a 163. My next string was a 83. So I had a 161 that week too. Two 160s in that week, but I haven't topped it in quite a few years. I've approached it a couple of times, but I haven't gotten there. I've been in the 150s a lot. Well, not a lot compared to my bowling, but many times.
You'll never guess what my high series was.
What's that?
My high series I was
What's that?
5.
You
It was
got
against you, the match.
Oh, that's right, it was. McAllisters are here.
How are you?
All right, we're getting a good gathering here for the 9-pin tournament. And Waters trying to pick up the 3-6-7 or 3-6-4. And he's open again. So trying to pick up the 3-4 split for a 10. And left them both on the deck, so an 80 box or an A box for 80 through 7.
We'd be happy with that, but I know just
Yeah, that if I'm at 80 at 7, I'm pretty happy with that string. You know, I feel like I'm doing okay. I can't bowl.
I'm not bowling either. I'm trying to vote. I
can stick around. Yeah, I have nothing going on.
Might be nice to air it.
Okay, we can do that.
We'll ask Justin if he wants to.
Yeah, so that's good. Waters, nice head pin hit. Leaves the 10 somehow. How'd the 10 pin stay up on that
I
onslaught?
didn't get to see it. Got a bad vantage point.
There's a delay, just so you know, on the screen. So I know Justin's at. Oh, another open box for Justin. So I know sometimes Justin blocks the pins a little bit. He's a tall guy. And actually, Justin and I fiddled around a lot with the camera setup before we started and said, well, this is about as good as we can set it up without putting in the middle of everybody. So sorry, I can see him pretty well. Waters with a 10 box, 90 through 8. Okay, so for perspective, Waters was at 111 at the 8th box of the first game and 148 in the second game. So this is pretty far down for him. He has a 128 average. So right now he's bowling under average. But I'm sure it'll be picked up. Greg, we were just talking about that. Rich Lamone came over and asked me if I was sticking around because maybe we'll do that. That has to be one of the strangest leaves I've ever seen for a pocket shot.
That's it.
All right, he buried it in a 1-free pocket, and he's left with a 4, 8, 9, 10, a whole bunch of wood in the midst there. I think the hard part here is going to get the 4-pin to go. I guess I'll call that a split. I'm keeping the stats on that, but I don't know if anybody cares, but I am. So let's see if Justin can pull this off. It's got to be over between the 4 and the 8 somehow. Oh, nice bid. He went to the middle, which I think was a pretty good choice, but the 9-pin stayed up, so no mark in the 9th box for Waters. And he's had 6 open boxes in a row. That's not like Justin at all. And a 10 box. 100 at the 9th box. Now, regardless of those 6 open boxes, he's only left 3 pins on the deck. So the worst box he's had is an 8. All right, Waters. Box 10, game 3, trying to at least break a 110 here, but he's going to need a mark to do that. On the head pin, a little fall leaves the 7, so no strike, but he's got a spare opportunity with just 1 pin to shoot at. Lots of splits, that's right. Welcome to Millis. It's on the head pin. He only missed the head pin once, so I'm keeping track of that, and Waters is buried on a head pin. And there's a mark, so that'll put him over 110. He'll be under his average in this string, but leaving a door open for Matt Nichols to have a comeback, who is down 58 pins through 2, but has picked up a bunch of that. Yeah, I know. Micah's our stat man, so I always track the head pins and splits as we're going along, which adds to my chicken scratch on my score sheet. Oh my goodness. And that's a head pin split. And adds 3, it's 3. So he punched out the 1-5 and somehow the 4. So 113 for Waters. Yeah, was it 4? All right, they're saying it's 4. I saw the 1, 5, and 4. Yeah. Well, you buried it on the head pin on that one. So I'll add up the totals here, and through 3 games, Waters puts up a 439. Nothing wrong with that. All right, Nichols buried on the head pin and drops 6 for his fill. That makes him a 70 half, and he's got a double 2 up there. And doesn't get it, so open in the 7th. So right now in this string, he's up 7 pins. So it's still relatively close in the string, and that's an 8 box. So 78 through 6. So that gives him a 6-pin lead in this string, but he's down 58 after 2 games. So he's got to. Now, I know Nichols is really capable of putting up a string of marks. So if he can do that, he can challenge Justin's lead. Good start to that. In the pocket. Drops 9, leaves the 8-pin. Or 9-pin, I'm sorry. Now that wood may or may not be helpful. I think it's kind of yep, it was. That's kind of what yeah, that was not touching that pin. So. All right, so open box for Nichols, and that's a 10. And he's at 88, up 8 pins in the string, so he's erased 8 from Justin's lead, but Justin is still up 50 pins in the completed games. All right, Nichols has 3 boxes to go. He can pick up some ground here. Hey, Nico. I hope you're catching some highlights on this. There's some big ones. All right, Nichols is on the head pin, another split. And on the left, he's got the 7-pin. On the right, he's got the 6, 9, 10. And there's a good amount of wood. And I'm not sure how well that's lined up, but I'm wondering if he picks up the right-hand side of the triangle and carries some over to the 7. Let's see what he does. That's what he's trying to do. And gets a late 7-pin to drop, and that's a spare for Matt Nichols. All right, we're joined here by people starting to gather for the 9-pin tournament. We're going to, the skins tournament. I get them all mixed up, John. You know me. I think, especially since I'm not bowling. All right, Nichols puts 5 in the fill, and that puts him at 103. Now he's gained back 13 pins. I'm on a roll here, so jump in anytime. Nichols with the 4 horsemen right, plus that he picks up the punches out. I see Nate leaves here. Doing all right. A lot of good names from the ACS too. See, Nichols looking to pick up a 10, and he makes an 8. He's at 111. So likely to win the string, but he's got to overcome that 58-pin lead, as I've said several times, after 2 strings. So he's picking up something here, but he really needs it, and he's not on fire at the moment. Well, that helps.
Yes, that does help.
Hammer for Nichols. Puts him a 121 and 2-ball fill. And he's hoping for better luck than Justin had on his, where he buried the head pin and just punched out the 1, 5, and somehow the 4. Waters on his first fill ball.
Matt on.
Did I say Waters? Sorry, I'm on a roll, you know. Hey, I haven't done it too much. All right, 8 is a fill. 129. Now points don't count on this one. Playoff game. And a 397. 397 will be verified. All right, to 439. So Nichols picked up some on that one, but the differential is...
Picked up 16?
Yeah, he picked up 16 on that, so that'll make it 42. So Waters is up 42 And right now, through 3 games, it's 439 Justin Waters to 397 for Matt Nichols. All right, you want to call play-by-play here? I'm not letting you get word in edgewise here.
Just off to the right, leaves the cleary left side. Didn't miss by much there.
And this is the beginning of game 4 out of 5.
That was 5 or 5 to go.
Now remember, this is an elimination. Yeah, this is an elimination round, so
I think the cleary is one of the toughest shots to make outside of this pretty.
it's nice when you get it, but it's so easy to leave that back pen or
Get
one
4
here.
out of 5 for the lot.
What a
Very
10.
nice out for 10.
What a 10. That was really nice. So Waters opens up with a 10 box. And as I was saying, just as a reminder, this is an elimination round. The winner of this match will face the winner of Jeremy Seaholm and Timmy Douglas. And the loser, not scheduled until after we do this. And the loser is done for the season.
No, I'm saying is who wins their match.
Oh, that I don't know off the top of my head. I will have to look it up. All right, Waters is on the head pin. That time dropped 7.
The right wing. Nice
Boulders.
piece of wood there. Could help him, not that he needs it. He's right all over.
I love it when he hits those because they just explode.
So that wood would have helped us, but he didn't need it.
How you doing, Wayne? Good.
You watching that show?
Yeah.
No, you don't know that show?
Oh, good show.
Severance.
Yeah. Oh.
Great show, Severance. I have a hat that's, if you've watched Severance, I wore my hat today
I only watched one episode.
for Lumen Technologies, which is the company.
Oh, there we go. Nice 9 drop. Leaving just the 4 with a blank in front of it.
29 through 2.
Not sure if I'm talking about enough.
Yeah, this is a pretty sensitive mic. I have the gain on fairly high.
Yeah, no problem there. Back-to-back spares.
So, just on the sound, if anybody can tell me, because sometimes I've listened to the videos and you may hear a little clipping or a little bit of a, at the high end when we're a little loud, a little bit of a buzz. And let me know if I'm doing that because that just means my gain's set too high. Like I said, we don't have a VU meter in there. Duncan says, speak up, John.
Speak up. Okay. Thank you, Duncan.
There you go. The mic is omnidirectional, so
Oh, you got to direct it there. And another beautiful fill. Drops 8. Leaving the 6 and 10.
47 through 3. He's back on.
You've been tracking the hit pins and splits?
All right, the 610.
Oh, just a rare miss there.
He doesn't do that very often.
Gonna look to pick it up or get his 10.
And he's in a good mood because sometimes when he does that, we can hear the foul language all the way back here.
Like most bowls, when you're winning, the mistakes don't get amplified as much.
Yeah,
When you're not winning.
Justin is a very passionate bowler, and he really has great focus and demands a lot from himself. He really does.
Off on the race is 57 through 4. You're in the 4th string.
Okay. Trying to make sure that he maintains his lead.
Buries it again. Leaves the half. What's the left side?
Wow, that was
2-8.
so easy to punch that out when you got a whole rack up there and so hard to get it. But I think he's got a good opportunity here.
Yeah, as long as he can get away, stay away from the wood on the right.
Yeah, if he can catch the 2 pin, the 8 should follow with that wood in the back.
If you guys wanted to play more, you guys could just start playing.
Oh, just
Hey,
gets it
went
back
right
down.
up. Yeah. That wood was dangerous in front. You had to play it on the left side a little bit.
Yeah, I think if he caught the cap on that, it would have deflected the ball. He would have got nothing. Yeah. I agree.
Looking to pick up his 10, yeah. And it's a 67 half.
He caught that wood, and it still
Yeah, it
worked.
would've went.
Yeah. So 67 through 5 in Game 4 for Justin Waters. 67. I marked 65. This is what happens when I
67,
talk
yes.
and write at the same time.
I had already said 67, Dan. Come on, pay attention.
Oh my God.
I know you don't listen to me.
No, I don't listen. I'm on a roll, you know. I get on a roll here. All right, Nichols coming up.
There's Matt, start the fourth string. Right in the pocket, buries the hammer. Just like he finished the last string.
Not a double strike though.
Those went quick though.
That was a hammer ball. Fourth.
Next year, I'm
Waters is up 42 through 4. Here's the score so far.
a good Harvard start. I don't want to
Not bad start.
Yeah, and Waters, 326 through 2. Yeah. All right. Looking for some more comments, gang.
Okay, let's see if it'd be a good time to put a string of marks together.
Oh, he buried that in the left
Drop
pocket.
6 up, leaves the check mark to the right.
That goes more often than not if you can put it in on the object.
I don't think there's any shots, but these two bowlers can make.
This one's been a good one for me.
There it is.
I usually can pick that up. I've had a few misses, but I feel pretty good if I get the check mark left.
It is a little easier than the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, without a doubt. I had to pick that up to win a match one time, and I was able to do it, but it was close. I was full, and I had a pin come off the wall and nudge the
Fast
10
start,
over.
but he's only up 1 pin right now. Oh, a nice 8 fill, but leaves the 9-10. He's got a plank off to the left there, which I think will work. And a guide pin to the left of that.
All right, so he's at 38 through 2, and in completed boxes, he's 9 pins over Waters, but
Oh, wow. He got robbed there.
he's got no room now to miss marks, really. So open box in the third for Nichols.
And he picks up his 10. Now he's sitting, Justin's sitting 47 through 3 to Matt's 48. So Matt's up 1 pin.
So he's picked up a pin.
Justin was open in those last 2 of the first half here of the 4th string, so
This
if
is
he
where
puts a mark or 2 here, this would really help him.
he's got a ways to go. Oh my goodness, how's that not a strike?
Wow. The stripes must have held it up.
I hate those stripy pins.
Yeah.
I think they have a magnet in them that deflects my ball away from
pin
it.
left there, I believe.
Oh, boy.
that
I
hurt.
told you there's something in there that makes the ball go around it. Open box for Nichols in box 4.
And he grabs his 10, the Paul Grant special.
So 4 boxes in, Nichols is at 58. He's picked up a pin on Waters in completed boxes, but he was down 42.
He'd really like to sit on one here.
He really needs to this next half in the next game. He really needs to pick up a lot
Put a string of marks.
Yeah.
I say a string because we know Justin's not going to go open.
No.
Oh, that's a tough punch out. Chops out 3, leaving the cluster
So half
cluster
Worcester.
5 to the right, washout.
He's got the half Worcester plus
And
the
the
5.
five,
Yeah. Off the head pin.
Just missed it. Now he's left with the 1-4-7-10.
Oh, that's one way to make a 9.
You got 9 out of it though. So halfway through, it's tie game, 67-67 here in the 4th string.
However, that keeps Waters up 42 in total, which is what we're all we care about right now is total pinfall. So Matt put a good effort on that, but he didn't pick up any ground. All right. Hopefully people are still watching because I haven't seen a comment in a little while.
Hope you're still broadcasting.
Yeah, we are. I've got. This wouldn't be on if I wasn't broadcasting. This is just the live page.
Okay.
Okay, Water drops 7. But he missed a head pin that time, not like him. He's got the 1-3-6 down there. Chop.
Up to 1-0. He's left with the 3-9.
Okay, open box for Waters in box 6 of this string.
He cleans it up nicely for a 10.
77 through 6. So he's perfect so far in this string. I don't mean to jinx him, but he can't hear me, so because we already tested that. But
right now, with this way at the match, with the way the match is going, he puts 1 or 2 marks together. It's going to make it really tough for Matt, unless Matt just really catches fire.
I agree with you on that one, and I don't think Justin can coast because Nichols is a very powerful bowler and he can throw a huge string at you.
You got a tough break there, but this can go here.
That's the
1, 6, 7, 10.
Yeah. So we saw Matt in the first string start out with a 155 string. He does that another time or two, and
just chopped off a little bit.
here. Okay, good. Thank you guys, Scotty and Ed. Scotty, hope to see you soon. I haven't seen you in a while. You too, Ed. Good to catch up with you again.
And 4, 7, 10 still left here.
And that's an 8.
Just picks up the 6 rather. 6, 7, 10. Left the goalpost for an 8. 85 through 7.
3 more boxes to go in game 4. And hey, Joe, welcome from Southern Maine. I spend a fair amount of time in Maine myself. I go up to Brunswick sometimes.
Right in the pocket.
Call that a split? I call that a split.
Yeah, definitely a split. Leaving the 3-10.
So the wood looks really interesting there. It's a little flat in front of that 3. But the action he gets, he can splash out all over the place. We'll see. No. Roadblock.
You jinxed him on the wood there. I think he had to be left to the wood.
Yeah, I do too. I was thinking right, if I came right on the pin, but it didn't work. That's probably why you beat me the last time we faced each other. your read is better. It has been.
That's something unusual there. It's an open box for him for an 8. 93 through 8.
Okay, adjustments slowed down a little bit since his 188 game. But still in a reasonable possibilities of a 120 string or better here, but he's got a 128. So a couple good marks here, and he's in the 120s, 130s. But he has a 128 average, so. Another split.
Spread eagle less than 7. I think he'll go 2 to 3 or 3 to 2 here.
My instinct is to go for the 3, but I've found a few times I've made it when I went to the 2, and some bowlers better than I have told me to go for the 2. So it depends. If I'm feeling good that day, I might go for the 2, but if I'm feeling like, hey, I'm having a tough day, I just want to guarantee I got the 3 pins down.
Right, I feel you.
8 bucks.
Oh, tough 8 bucks there.
Waters is
101 through 9.
Okay, that's
which is an off string for Justin.
Definitely is an off string for Justin. He's a pin.
Great string for us, but an off string for him.
It's he's off. He's ahead of 1 pin from his last game at this point. But he really wants to mark out here.
Yeah, because they were tied at the half here on the 4th string.
Well, we saw this before, but on the other side. Yeah. And that's the half Worcester.
Half Worcester there with the 3-9.
Wood to the left. I don't know that it helps a lot, so I think he's going to want to come off the wall. We'll see what he thinks. I trust his judgment. He's taking a step back to take a look at this.
He's got a distraction on the right. He probably wants to let him get by.
Yeah, young Matt Nichols, or Matt Taylor.
Matt Taylor.
Thank you. I've got too many Matts here. I'll correct it. I'm self-correcting. He's down doing some work there, a couple lanes over. So Justin doesn't want anything in his field of view. Doesn't go.
Got the back pin. Oh, he's open here on the 10.
3 splits in a row.
Well, he had 7 splits in the last string.
I count 1, 2, 3, 4 in this string if I didn't miss any. 110.
$110. The door is slightly open.
110 for Waters. 549 through 4. So good set going. But he's definitely slowed down, and Nichols has an opportunity here. He's got to really mark out. Get 3 or 4 marks here, and he's in good shape.
Off the right there. Wow, leaves the 1-4-7-8.
That's not bad. That was he was way off the head pin, but that's a good setup. You can hit the head pin. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like you said, Nostradamus.
Hey, I've been watching a lot of bowling over the years, you know.
It might be actually. It's gone.
But if he missed the head pin, that wouldn't have gone.
Looking for a big mark here.
Jerry Emerald, you're absolutely right.
Right in the pocket. Drop 7.
Puts
Leaving
him
the
at
number 3 triangle.
84 through 6. He's picking up some pins here. Oh boy.
Triangle wins again.
Triangle is tougher than it looks. I was watching some matches yesterday, and Don Gillis talked about that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
triangle looks so easy, but it's really tough to pick up. But it's a 10.
The pins are a lot further away than they look from back here 60 feet.
Yeah, they're a foot apart, pretty much. You can put 2 balls between the pins, each pin.
Yep.
But we like
He's
it that
picked
way.
up 9 pins here. 94 to 85 through 7.
We're not like those 10-pin bowlers who have fat pins and a big ball. We like it to be hard.
Head pin that time. Drops 8 though, leaving just a 6-10.
The wood on the left looks tempting as a guide, but I don't trust it at all. He's just got to go right at that 6, I think.
I completely understand.
Not at the 10.
Yeah, you really could have used that.
He's chipping away, but he's got a ways to go, and we're
Running
getting,
out of
we're getting
runway.
down to it. Yeah. Hey, Bill Thompson,
So 9
my
bucks.
favorite plumber.
So now he's at 103 to 93. He's up 10 pins in the string.
Bill, we miss you in bowling. It's been a while since you've been bowling, so we'd love to see you back. Bill here used to bowl with us on Friday nights. There we go. Head pin hit and
Castle again, huh?
an ugly one.
It's a little tougher here with the wood.
2 pieces of wood, but the one is in the channel on the left. Matt can sometimes take something off the wall.
You guys sound great.
Thank you.
Wood was dangerous. Leaving the 110.
A 510.
510.
Seen him make it before. But
$8.
in the ocean, he's won the string, but he's just not chipping away enough.
Right. Still up 10 pins.
Last string, he dropped a bomb in the 10th. Do that again, that'll help.
Yep.
But he's cut the lead to the 30s right now.
You want to sit in, Duncan?
Going to have another guest commentator here. I've got all my commentating friends here. I see Dave Peterson's here, and Duncan MacDougall's going to join us for a little bit. Save my voice a little.
Dan, how we doing?
We're doing all right. That was a mark for Nichols.
That was indeed. That was a big one right there. 121 and a ball. And if he puts 9 at least on this, cutting into the lead by 20, it goes a long way here.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. But it's still Waters' advantage coming into the 5th, regardless.
Off the head pin there. That looks like a Cleary leave and a 5, so a 126 game for Matt. Cuts in by 16 on the lead, but it's going to take a big effort here to get over the hill.
All right, both bowlers bowling pretty well here. So 4 strings in, by my math. Make sure I'm right. Yep, I'm right. Rarely it happens. 549 for Justin Waters and 523 for Matt Nichols. So Waters with a lead of 26 pins.
Yeah, 523 is nothing to sniff at through 4, but when you're going up against a Hercules in the game like Justin Waters, you're going to need a little more, and that's why Justin Waters is splashed down for the hammer on that one. Looked like it might be a banana, and they all collapsed as the 4-6 fall for a strike in the first.
All right, Waters with a bomb in the first. He is not going to let up. He's had 2 tough strings, so that 188 made a huge difference. That took over the lead for him when Nichols put up a 155 in game 1.
Yeah, that was an outstanding game. I was happy to be able to watch that before I drove over here.
So on the fill for Waters, 2-ball fill. He's trying to lock it up here, move on and face the winner of Douglas versus Seaholm.
That'll help. 9 pins drop thunderously. 10 pin left standing here. It's a very similar ball. That's splashing action on the head pin.
So, Joe, the reason that Matt's down there doing some cleanup, there's been 4 lanes that have had problems today, and the tournament's coming in shortly. That's a spare on strike.
So Waters has had a little trouble on the 10 pin I saw earlier, picking that up recently. So to see him snake that in for a spare on strike is a big thing for this fifth.
He just kind of hooked that in because that wood was so dangerous.
It was indeed. Yeah, he really made sure to stay away from the gutter and just lightly tipped it off. And luckily when you have 1 pin there, it doesn't matter how you hit it.
All right, so Waters on a spare again. He's at 40.
40 through 2.
Hold on. Well, I'm not sure that score's right. It's giving him a strike there.
Yep. That's
We need a score correction, yeah. So I have him with an... yeah, hang on.
So it's at 36 right now. Yeah, he should be at 36 through 2.
All right, 36.
There we go.
6 fill, right?
Yep, that's correct. Check mark on the right side.
6, and then it's... All right, there we go.
Justin, right on it. Splash down again. Another spare. Justin, 3 in a row to start. 46 in a ball. And this is what he was looking for right here, to come back after those 2 tough strings in the 3rd and the 4th.
I mean, Matt's got a hang on, I'm just getting messages here that are blocking me. All right, there we go. Old friend of mine is messaging me. All right. I'm watching the live page rather than watching the broadcasting page, so
Sure.
sometimes messages can pop in over.
Thunderous 9. Justin Waters again. How about a 9 fill? 55 through 3. What's going on, Scotty? Hey, Billy. And a 5 pin. No wood, no problem. Let's see him run it down.
So
Yep. All pay. Justin Waters all over it in this
4
fifth.
in a row, 65 in a ball. Yeah, so Joe, the bowlers here, I mean, this place can get pretty busy, and the lanes will give us a lane courtesy on either side generally. So the bowlers have to get used to at least, 2 lanes over there may well be a distraction. That could be a 3-year-old kid bowling. So
Yeah, you never know, but he's one to put it out of mind, out of sight.
have to. You got to get good at that.
First head pin miss for Justin Waters is going to be a 5 fill with a Caleri on the left-hand side, the 4 horsemen plus the 9.
70 through 4.
It's not bad.
No.
Something tells me he's going to put an outstanding bid on this, too. Whether or not it goes is up to the bowling gods. Caleris are tough.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
And Justin, that's why right there. Just a
back pin.
perfect ball. And the wood that was in the middle kind of took the energy out from sending something over. He'll be open in the 5th. And he'll probably be sitting at 80 because I think he's going to hit this pin down.
Almost guarantee it. I don't see him miss too many singles. And he did that time. You jinxed him. 79.
That's on me.
So
Drop that one just a hair.
I like 79, aging myself, but that's the year I got out of high school. So I graduated 13 then.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Matt Nichols going to need to spin something crazy here.
So he is down 26 through 4. He was hoping Waters would get cold so he can make some ground up, but he has to mark all the way through just to stay where he's at.
Little light on the head pin that time. He's going to drop a
boy.
late 9. it looked like it was going to be a check mark minus a pin, but the 2 in the middle fell down. Now he's got a 7 pin and some wood that he might send over. I don't know if he's going to go straight at it, though. He sees the pin.
wood.
Oh, yeah, he's going to use it all day. Nice and high. Drive it home.
All
Good
right.
spare to start, Matt Nichols.
And I don't want to give that to Justin because this is box 1.
It's what he needs right now.
He was up against the 20 box there. And so just to stay even, he needs to drop a strike here.
Dan,
Dana Halcott, I haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
I think he's going to need at least a double in this string to give himself a chance. There's a
There
start
it
right
is.
there. Matt Nichols dropping 10.
Dana,
They all tumble.
I know what year you graduated from Natick High, so it was a couple of years before me.
20 through 1. 30 and 2 balls in the second here. And Matt Nichols showing signs of life, not going down without a fight.
Not a lot to gain here. I mean, he's got to put 7 or more on this to make any gains. So more ACST bowlers showing up here to watch this.
Yeah, we got a great crowd.
Really spectacular match. Nichols
Matt.
off to the right.
Yeah, that was way off in the 3-6 pocket. He's got a tough leave here, the 1-2, 8-9. No wood to sniff at here.
Anything bigger than 7 gains him some ground, but if he doesn't get a mark here, he's going to lose some ground.
Not quite in must-make territory, but this would sure help. And wow, what an outstanding bid. Everything flies around the 9 and doesn't take it. So 39 through 2.
There you go.
But open here, so Justin will be up in the 3rd box. And that's a 10 for Matt, right out of the hands. And Justin with a 6-pin lead in this, 55 to 49 through 3 boxes.
3 boxes in, Matt has actually lost 6 pins so far, but he's up against a spare 5 and a 9. So a couple of big bombs here could change that quite a bit.
Yeah, marking all the way through for these 2 would be huge. Off the head pin that time, but a working ball is going to leave a horseman on the left-hand side.
Really wants this. Do you like to play the 1-2 or do you like to come off the head pin?
1-2 all day.
Yep.
Little heavy. Right there, Matt Nichols annihilates it for another mark. 59 and a ball here. And if he marks Scott after 4, it is a 26-pin lead for Justin Waters. 59 in the ball, down 11 with the fill here.
On the fill for Nichols.
How about a head pin? Big head pin, tough break here as a couple of pins lightly wiggling won't fall. It's going to be the 4-6. A lot of wood covering the 6.
Puts him at 67 through 4. He's holding his own with Waters at the moment, but he's not really gaining any ground. He's actually lost 3.
Something tells me he's going to go on the far left of this wood right here, try and spin something.
Yeah, off the wall. There he goes.
Oh!
What a shot!
What an outstanding ball right there, Matt Nichols.
That was the 4-6 split. Taking the wood off the wall, carrying something over to the 4. That was a beautiful shot for the highlights reel, Nico.
Outstanding.
So he's at 77 through 6, and it's still about 26 plus or minus whatever his still comes in at. It's 26 after 4, so Waters starts with a Caleri left, 4 horsemen plus the 9.
Last one didn't go in the 5th box. Let's see if he gives it a ride here.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row for him. Oh boy, just the 1-9.
Yeah, he tried to go outside that time and just a little too heavy.
A little too much head pin. All right. Waters is in good shape here. But Justin doesn't like to leave any opportunities for his opponent. He's at 89 through 6.
Especially not a guy like Matt Nichols. He can really put on the hurt.
He can come out and throw 4 in a row.
Comfortably. Justin cleans it up for a 10, puts him at 89 through 6 completed boxes. 29 pins over average, so if he pinned out here, that would be right around his average. He's looking for more, though, here, of course.
Yep, absolutely. He was under average the last couple games. Oh, not again.
How about a 1-5 punch? Gross.
1-5 and 8. So
oh, the 8's gone, too.
Yep. All right. Spread eagle plus a tail.
So he's going to go on to the 2-4 pocket here. He can send something over. He gets a little more mix over there.
Getting back into the Webster Memorial Cup.
He goes to, there you go. All right. Open box in box 7 for Waters. 3 left at 3, 6, 10.
Three-string 5-man team.
No, I am not. I'm going to try to take it easy this summer.
9 box, 98.
No fault of his own. Those were 3 great objects there, but that's Candlepin Bowling for you.
Yeah. Why do we do this, Duncan? This game drives me nuts.
It drives everyone nuts. Those are the rules.
All right, Waters coming into box 8 on the final game for one of these guys of the season. The other guy will advance. Waters in the driver's seat right now. Look at that. 1-3 pocket. And that's, 2, 4, 6, 10.
That's what it is. Tough break right there with the 2 and 2. See Waters do something crazy here.
That wood's a little flat in the back, but you never know. Well, he took out the 4 and he took out the 10.
Yeah, normal things. It's easy to make when you're not aiming for it, right?
That would have been an amazing shot if those other 2 pins weren't there. But open box.
Yep, looking at pin here. And overcuts it for a 9. 107 through 8. So Matt Nichols might have a shot here.
We'll see. I mean, he's got a 26 pin deficit after 4. He's roughly even with minus a fill with Justin. He picked up 2 pins.
Yep. And Waters with a thunderous 9 drop.
So through the half, it's actually 24 minus a fill. So
28. It's plus 2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Waters picked up 2. So you're right. 28
Yep.
minus a fill ball. So it could potentially come to under 20.
4 pin gone. Big spare. Justin Waters back on the horse there. He had 4 open boxes and collects another one right there. 117 and a ball through 9.
Yeah, Justin definitely wants to put up some insurance here because it's still in the driver's seat, but there's enough room there that Nichols can pick this up with probably 3 marks.
Yeah, Justin Waters, obviously an outstanding all-around bowler, but he has made a living off of collecting late marks in games.
On the fill, 3rd time. There it goes. We thought it was going to be another half Worcester leave, but it's a 9 fill.
Significantly easier. Now it's just a single to hit. 126 through 9. 1 pin to get into the 140s if he fills it well. Gets it. Big shot, Justin Waters.
Spare in the last box of this match for him.
Making mincemeat of his 9 drops, and now he's at 136 in a ball, and Matt's going to need to be in the 160s
Yep, that's
to take this string. He set himself up. He's at 77 in a ball, but he's going to need...
He needs a great second half. We'll figure out the numbers after he fills it.
And how about a nice 7 to end and a triangle he won't have to shoot at. 143 finish. Justin Waters puts him at a 692 by my count.
And you are right. So just missed the 700 series by Waters. Spectacular bowling.
Yep. So with 26 pins to game, Matt Nichols is going to need a 169 to tie.
And so that means he needs, minus a fill, 92 pins.
I've seen him do it.
It's well within his capability because that fill is going to knock some of that off.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to need an 80-something half. We'll see what he does on his fill.
Yeah, this is his biggest ball of the match so far by a clear margin. Wow. And that's how you fill it. Matt Nichols starting his half off in style with a hammer. 87 at the half, 97 and 2 balls.
So now we know what he needs. And he needs to have, what did you say his total needs to be?
169.
169? Yeah, so he needs to basically do it again, and he's on the way to doing it.
Yep, that'll help right there. That's a monster pocket rocket for Matt Nichols.
Only 1 open box so far, and that was a 10 for him. Nichols on the fill. Okay,
And-
7.
The 2-1 split. That wood is not covering, I don't think, on the 2-pin.
No.
He's going to need to make this clean or send it off the wall.
Well, even so, that wood could deflect. So if he's right in that 2-4 pocket, there's a risk of that deflecting. So he needs a little luck here.
Yeah, I think you almost go inside on this.
That's what he did. He got the 2, but did nothing carried to the 6-pin. So open box.
It's the hair heavy, 106 through 6. He can absorb an open box, but not many more from here. Especially with pinning like that. Matt Nichols with a nice 10 out of that. 116 through 7.
And he put a 9 fill on that strike. 106, 116. So he has picked up 18 pins.
He needs 53 to tie here in the last 3 boxes.
He's picked up 18 pins on the deficit, but ways to go. Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch. Not a good time for that. Rocks the pocket, but the head pin chops through into the 9, and we have a check mark +1.
That can be made. I've made it.
Absolutely. You go in the 3-6 pocket, and you just try and play it like a check mark. See if something blows up over to the 7.
He went the other side, and he's
Yeah.
going to be open.
It's the
Coming
hair
down
light.
to it.
Just a hair light, not the ball he wanted.
Eight box.
Chops for an 8, 124 through 8. And I think we're in double strike territory, Drew.
Yeah, because he's picked up 17, but he's up against a 19 and a 17, so that kind of erases that.
Yep, he needs a double in one of these 2 boxes.
Well, if anybody can do it on demand. 90% of the way to one of them.
Yeah, sloppy 9 drop there, head pin left standing. And he needs to pick it and then double out here.
I'm never gonna
There it goes.
Spare in the 9th, still alive.
Yep, 134 and a ball. So a strike will put him at 144 plus 2 balls.
That could do it. It's very close. It's going to
Yep.
come down to very last box as we've seen some of these matches go. Justin 8 pins shy of a 700 series.
Yep. Matt Nichols with the game in hand right here. It's got to be a hammer or it's a win for Waters. Wow! On demand, Matt Nichols! Outstanding shot right there.
All right.
What a ball! 154 and 2 balls.
54 and 2 balls. Where does he need to be?
He's got to do it again. He needs a 169 to tie, 170 to win.
So we need 15 more pins.
He's got to do it. Giving himself the opportunity right
He
here.
needs a strike 6 to do this. Must make a strike. Oh my goodness.
And that'll do it. Through no fault of his
Waters will
own.
move ahead.
Outstanding
And,
match. Oh my goodness.
He was holding his breath back here. And that's an 8, Phil.
162 finish for Matt Nichols. He'll fall 7 pins short. And a valiant effort. What a ridiculous match these guys put on.
692 to 685.
Jesus Christ.
Those are some really big games here. Justin Waters will advance to the A South Finals and face the winner, Jeremy Seaholm and Timmy Douglas. Matt Nichols put up a hell of a fight here.
That's got to be the highest 2-score total of any match so far this year by any bowlers.
Over 1,300 for the 2 bowlers. So
well over.
we can do the math. I can't do it in my head without really screwing it up right now, but we averaged over 130 for both of them.
Hold on one second. 1377, I believe.
Yep. So the average game in this was 137. If you want to see top-notch candlepin bowling, this is as good as it gets.
That's outstanding stuff. Yeah.
And that's Justin letting us know if you don't recognize his voice. A well-deserved win and a great opponent, Matt Nichols. We didn't know where that was going until the very end, and he put that in the pocket at the end.
Yeah, no, Matt had the game in hand and did everything he could, and the
Unbelievable.
pins just didn't go that way at the end. But
And that was 2 pins shy of a perfect game for Nichols.
yeah,
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. We got a lot of bowlers coming in. And Duncan, thanks for joining me. Justin, great show. Matt, great show.
Yeah.
Got a lot of viewers, a lot of comments.
Nice job.
And we're ready to get started for the tournament here. So we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining us today on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour second playoff, round 2 of the playoff matches, or semifinals. Let me get it right.
There we
I'll
go.
get it right. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. And this is Dan Castle. I'm here with Duncan Waters. And
this is Duncan MacDougall and Dan
I'm
Castle
losing my
signing
mind.
off.
Thank you. We're going to wrap it up, and we will see you on the lanes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
That's the goal.
Oh, good God.
Great job, Dan.
Hang on, let me exit this first.
Yeah.
I can do it that way.